friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Welcome to Throwback Thursday. This is a weekly series that I do where I reach back into my stash of older papers, products, tools, dies, designs, and I share a tutorial to show you how to use your stash. It's January, it's kind of bleak outside, so I pulled out some happy papers. This is Echo Park Be Happy. These came out sort of in the middle of 2023, and I love bees, and I love yellow. So I grabbed this, and it is such a cute collection. I don't know if you've seen it or not. If you have, then you know what a delight it is. Lots of just great, cheerful patterns and bee images. So I pulled this out and thought, well, we'll have some fun with it. And let me put this aside. I also have, this is not a throwback, this is new. This is from Spellbinders. This is their clear stamp and die set of the month. And it comes with these wonderful little stamps. It's pretty. As you can see, I've used this quite a bit, this little floral swag, some cute sentiments, little bees, a honey jar, and then these are the dies that cut them all out. I've already made one project with this. I haven't posted it yet, but I will soon. And today, I thought we would make another one. Before we get started, I just want to show you what I did. I haven't done paper piecing with dies for a long time, and I thought it would be fun. So I actually stamped onto my patterned paper from the collection 3 separate times. And the blue heart background is the main jar. Then I stamped it again on just a solid piece of gold. And then I stamped it a 3rd time on this little gingham pattern to be the cloth on the top of my jar. The bottom layer stays like the bottom layer. I trimmed around the little honey in this layer, and then I trimmed around the little cap, and I put foam tabs between the cap and the jar to create a little bit of dimension. And this is going to be our focal image on our project. I'm going to put I'm at the end of my foam tape roll. So I'm at that point where you still have sticky on one side, but cardboard on the other. So I improvise by using the sticky and some adhesive to put it together. So this is just super, super cute. I also did the sentiment, and these are all heat embossed. I stamped them with archival jet black and then embossed with clear embossing powder. Here's our little bees cut out of that same gold. And then I did one of the flower swags. And you can see how pretty this cuts it out. And I just colored this in with some watercolor pencils. So I'm still practicing my coloring and stamping. I also used their stamp of the month. I joined their stamp of the month club. I love these wax seals, and I made this pretty wax seal. They have these really fun new wax bead mixes, and this is the basics. It has gold, silver, black, and white, and I just used the gold and the black because I thought it would go really well with this paper collection. So there's the details. I'm just going to set all this stuff aside, and we're going to make a 5x7 top fold card from 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So to do that, I cut 2 5 by 8.5 inch panels. I've put 1/4 inch score tape on the end of one panel, and I'm going to overlap these 2 panels using that score tape as a guide to help me stay as straight as I possibly can. And that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to burnish this down with a little tool, a little bone folder. All right. So once you've joined your panels together, put it on your scoring tool, score it 2.5, fold, score it 7, and score it 7 1/4, and you'll have this 5x7 with a 1/4 inch spine, because if you're doing honey, if you're doing a honey theme, you really need to add tea. So let me clear my desk and I'll be back and we'll start putting this together. All right, friends, let's put the inside of this card together first. And I have lined the inside with a 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 inch panel of both this pale blue and this bright gold. Then on top of that, I've cut a 4 1/2 by 6 1/2 of this sweet little bees and daisy paper. And I took this 6x4 image, trimmed it down, and where's my glue? We're just going to turn this into a cute little flap element. Like this. Isn't that cute? Put this on the top. There we go. And I might trim it down just a tiny bit more so that we line up on the edge there. I'll trim that off with my trimmer later. Then down here on the bottom, I have a 4 1/2. I just eyeballed this. This is a scrap. This is 4 1/2 by 4 3/4 of this great plaid. I wanted something kind of bold down here to break up the florals. So just like that. And then for our pocket, I've cut two 1 inch by 2 1/4 inch pieces. You will have exactly a 1 inch wide scrap left after you cut your two 5 by 8 1/2 inch panels out of your black cardstock. So you can just trim that down and turn that into pocket gussets. What you do is score it in half at 1/2 inch and fold it and put it on the sides of your pocket. And this creates a pocket that has a little bit more give to it, so you can add goodies. And you also have the full width of your pocket, which is very nice. And this is another little scrap. This is about a little over 4 3/4 by a little bit over 2 1/4. And this is going to go in the pocket. So talking about design, what we've done here, this is a smaller floral and it's a softer, not as bold. So it acts almost like a neutral. This works on top because it's a very clean sentiment. Down here, we've got this bold check. This picks up on the yellow and black in the bees up here. It also is a geometric paired with a floral. And then this is a large floral with more bold colors, but it still has the blue that's in the top. And that's kind of what makes this work. Those are just some design tips for when you're putting patterned papers together. I know a lot of times people struggle when it comes to working with patterned papers, but really it's not hard if you just kind of, smaller pattern, big pattern, bold pattern, more neutral pattern, clean sentiment. It's just going to work for you. All right, friends, we've dressed this up with a little sticker and a little bee sticker and a flower sticker here. I had one extra honey jar that I'd stamped out on blue, and I've glued this on our turn page, and as you can see, I trimmed this off. Down here, I added this cute little beehive. This is another set of those flowers that I colored and dressed up the pocket. Here's a little 3x4 to go in the pocket, room to write a note, and then I'll tuck a tea bag and some honey crystals in there. Now we can get to work on the front cover. So for the front cover, I cut a 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 of this gold, and then top that with a 4 1/2 by 6 1/2 of the blue. So you can see I'm just kind of repeating these color patterns all the way through. All right. Then I cut a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 of our honey jars. And this one I did not mat. I'm just putting it down sort of as a background. Then this is a panel of this same blue that's on the inside. It's always good to repeat elements, and this is matted on black. The paper is 2 1/2 by, I want to say it's 6 1/4, yep, and matted on slightly larger piece of black scraps. So say, you know, 2 3/8 by 6 3/8. I'm going to line this up along the side. Go. And then I took this 4 by 4, matted it on both the gold and the black, and we're going to glue this down. I think I might need a little bit of foam tabs behind it, so let me take care of that. So I've got my foam tabs and my adhesive. I'm going to center this up. Just like that, and those foam tabs just helped me get over that extra layer that was right there. Now I'm going to bring in my little honey jar that I matted on this element from the ephemera pack. And see, that adds some nice dimension right there. I've got these little honey bees. Let's have one flying right here. And let's maybe have one flying right here. Okay. And here's our little floral bit. All right, friends, let's finish this guy up. It's turning out super, super cute. I changed the direction of my flowers a little bit and then put my wax seal over the edge of it. I like how that looks. Then I'm going to take this bow that I tied, and it's going to go right here. And then I've got a little gold string bow to go on top of that. This little tiny bit of leaf will go on top of that. And I've got just one little honey-colored flower to go on top of that. Then I've got this sweet little bee charm. And I want it to sit right about here. So I'm going to put my hot glue down. I threaded a button. And I threaded another button. Oops. Those are going to go right there. And my little bee is going to hang right there. Then I'm going to trim the top off of this gold string. And I think that finishes us out. This is a super cute card. I've got these little rhinestone bits. I've got a few more of these. I think I'll sprinkle around just to add that extra little bit of sparkle and shine. But there you go, guys. Another fun little wax seal card. Throwback Thursday. Spellbinders January clear stamp die set of the month. And I'll put links to all these goodies on my blog, and I'll put a link to my blog in the description box below so you can pop by and see the details and go shopping if you want to look for some of these things. Thanks for joining me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design, Throwback Thursday. Go get your craft on.